Hey everyone, we're joined here. We've got Greg on the line. We're going to be going into kind of his background, how he got involved with Carl, and letting people know that we're hoping to do videos on a weekly, bi-weekly basis where we'll be chatting, of course, about the company, about the industry, about some of the current events happening at Carl. But first things first, Greg, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Cool, cool. No, awesome. Happy you guys are doing this. I think it'll be great. But I guess let's kick it off. First video, a little intro. We can start. Do you want to lead us into maybe where you went to school and your first couple jobs out of school, and we'll go from there.
Sure. I graduated from the University of Victoria a long time ago, and out of school, I took a couple of sales jobs. I wasn't great at sales, but back then anyway. And then, but I found out I had a real aptitude for data and statistics and figuring out the right prospects that we should be going after, and also modeling the information. This is stuff that I did lots of statistics in the university, so it came to me handily. And then I basically used those skills to create a lead generation program for a hotel franchising company, and moved to Toronto and managed their loyalty program. Then eventually moved to Milwaukee in Wisconsin. And I worked for a company there called the Marcus Corporation. It's an entertainment and hospitality group with lots of different companies. Moved there basically to start up their whole e-commerce distribution strategy, but also to help with the analytics and do some stuff that was similar to what I was doing in Toronto. After that, I moved on to Chicago. I spent about 4 years in Chicago, working for Global Hyatt Corporation. And what I did for them was e-commerce marketing, which entailed a lot of analytics, of course, pouring through massive amounts of information and trying to get lift rates on their campaigns and provide the product marketing people or the product development people with the right information to create the right packages, so we could get all the last dollar we could out of everybody's wallets, when they were traveling, of course.
Yeah.
After Hyatt, I moved back to Vancouver and started up a couple of private companies with some people, and then that brings us to Carl. And Carl was kicked off about 5 years ago.
Yeah, well,
And
before we even get to that, just to take it a step back, so, I guess the first couple jobs coming out of school are always, relatively speaking, pretty salesy jobs. You say that you weren't too great then, but you love data. So was it, hey, I wasn't so great at the sales that people imagine, but when it involved statistics and data, you were like, hey, this is for me. And then how do you get involved? You're setting up loyalty programs and all sorts of stuff with, it seems like you're the hotel king. Do you want to maybe break down what some of those like day to day, kind of roles were like?
the reason why I maybe wasn't very good at sales was the same reason why I got into the job that I did with that company. They had a real sort of scattershot approach to sales, and they left lead generation really, for the most part, up to the reps in the different geographical regions that they covered. The problem with that is that you spent the vast majority of your time prospecting and basically calling on people that really didn't need your services. I found that to be extremely wasteful and frustrating, and so that moved me into creating a lead generation program for that company. And that, what it did was heavily target people that we felt were predisposed to actually use the products that we had. So it helped focus basically our sales team and cut down on the wasted time. that extended lended itself nicely into the loyalty program, which of course was pouring through data. I believe when I left, that was a long time ago, but there was something in the neighborhood of 170,000 members we had in that company's loyalty program at the time, maybe closer to 200,000, maybe 175 active. I think that was it. And what we tried to do there, of course, is make sure that what we called share of wallet, that we got the highest share of wallet. In other words, that when they traveled, they traveled and stayed with us. So we knew approximately how much they were traveling, and we knew how much. We had an idea. We modeled out how much share of wallet we were actually getting, and then we were constantly, of course, working towards a goal of increasing the usership of this dedicated base of frequent travelers. So a lot of what I did, there was an advertising group that I worked with who came up with the nice, pretty colors and ads and things like that. But I was more of the nuts and bolts person, putting together what message we sent to who, and that's was a big part of the program. And that's we made it quite successful. We introduced a reward component to it, which was the country's first card swipe program with instant rewards, and we rolled that out a long time ago. It was in the 90s, and what it allowed people to do was get instant rewards as soon as they checked into the hotel. So we created this air of excitement when they actually checked in, and that was the real goal there, to get them thinking about instant gratification and when they check into our hotels. That was that gave us a bit of a competitive advantage over everybody else who was just giving away, say, free room nights, for instance. If they checked in, we had a raft of things that we would offer them, and always make it interesting and worthwhile.